What no one expected was for it to detect something that seemed to look back. It started quietly, almost unnoticed. During a deep field survey, Webb picked up a faint object moving against the stellar background, a tiny traveler drifting on a hyperbolic path that would carry it through the solar system and back into interstellar space. Astronomers classified it as 3I Atlas, the third known interstellar object after Oumuamua and Borisov. To most, it was just another visitor, a frozen relic from another star system. But soon, 3I Atlas began to defy expectations. At first, the telescope's instruments registered faint irregularities in the object's reflected light. The near-infrared spectrograph, NIR spec, showed subtle oscillations in photon energy levels, not the smooth reflective curve typical of comets, but a pulsing, structured rhythm, as if the light itself had been encoded. Instead of chaotic scattering, the signal seemed deliberate, organized in tight intervals that repeated with uncanny precision. Every 47 minutes and 12 seconds, the same modulation returned, unwavering. At first, researchers assumed a technical fault, thermal fluctuations, calibration drift, or electronic interference. But when multiple observatories, including the Very Large Telescope in Chile and the Subaru Observatory in Hawaii, independently detected the same rhythmic signature, doubt turned into fascination. The signal was not a glitch. It was real. When scientists plotted the data, they saw a pattern that shouldn't exist in nature. The energy spikes were too evenly spaced, the intervals too mathematically perfect. In the words of one data analyst, it was like finding Morse code written in sunlight. Most remained cautious, searching for natural explanations. Perhaps a rapidly rotating fragment, or a surface crystal pattern that refracted light periodically. Yet none of these hypotheses matched the data's consistency. To probe deeper, Webb focused on the object's coma, the thin cloud of gas and dust enveloping it. Spectroscopic analysis revealed an unusual chemical composition, organosilicon compounds mixed with trace metals like titanium and vanadium. These were not unheard of in the universe, but the ratios were abnormal, inconsistent with known cometary materials. Some compounds appeared polymerized, suggesting that complex molecular processes, possibly artificial, had shaped its surface. Then came the most disturbing finding. Hidden deep in the data stream, researchers found low-frequency modulations, oscillations that, when analyzed, resembled human neural rhythms. When the signal was converted into an audio waveform, it produced resonant pulses eerily similar to patterns found in the human brain's alpha and theta bands. At first, it was dismissed as a coincidence, a mathematical artifact. But several analysts who spent long hours reviewing the raw signal reported unusual sensations: dizziness, disorientation, even fleeting visual impressions. Whether psychological suggestion or something more, no one could say. To remove all human bias, a group of researchers from the University of Tokyo fed the raw photon data into an artificial intelligence model trained on astrophysical noise patterns. The algorithm detected repeating clusters of symmetry in the light data, precise formations that mirrored what computer scientists would call data packets. When converted into binary sequences, these clusters formed geometric structures: spirals, grids, and triplets arranged in golden ratio intervals. Statistically, the odds of such alignment occurring by chance were infinitesimal. As word spread quietly through the scientific community, another anomaly appeared. Ground-based radar detected a faint plasma sheath forming intermittently around 3I Atlas as it interacted with the solar wind. The emissions followed a three-lobed magnetic structure, symmetrical and stable, an electromagnetic field no natural comet should generate. The phenomenon led scientists to nickname it 3I Atlas. Then, everything changed. Without warning, the regular light pulses broke apart. The once precise rhythm disintegrated into erratic bursts before fading into white noise. Within 72 hours, all anomalous readings ceased. The plasma field dissipated and 3I Atlas's spectra returned to normal, displaying the typical chemical signatures of silicates and ice. Official reports described the event as a transient phenomenon, possibly a combination of resonance effects and solar interference. But many within the project weren't convinced. When the final datasets were analyzed, technicians found checksum fragments in the raw telemetry, patterns resembling partial digital remainders, as if a transmission had been cut off mid-sequence. The fragments were incomplete, nonsensical, yet distinctly artificial in structure. Several researchers quietly stored encrypted copies of the data, aware of the professional risk of public speculation. Weeks later, amateur radio operators began detecting strange narrow-band radio bursts from the same coordinates where 3I Atlas had last been observed. Each burst carried a harmonic echo that matched the modulation pattern Webb had recorded. Official agencies dismissed it as Earth-based interference or satellite reflections, but the alignment across multiple observatories was exact. Something, or someone, had been repeating the same pulse across the sky. A few scientists began to wonder if 3I Atlas had not been the source at all, but a relay, a reflective node in a larger transmission spanning interstellar space. If that were true, it could mean the object was a fragment of a communication network older than humanity itself, using structured light and magnetic resonance as a medium of exchange. A system that didn't send signals in the way we understand, but encoded them directly into the fabric of electromagnetic energy. Today, 3I Atlas drifts silently beyond the orbit of Neptune, its faint glow fading into cosmic night. Webb can no longer track it, and the anomaly has disappeared from every instrument on Earth. Yet the mystery remains embedded in the data, a sequence of light and shadow that defies explanation. Some researchers have proposed that it was nothing more than a rare coincidence of materials and motion. Others believe it was a message, not meant for us, but merely passing through, intercepted by chance. And perhaps that's the most haunting idea of all. That something out there, ancient and intelligent, speaks not through words or radio, but through the structure of light itself. That the universe might already be full of messages, but we have only just begun to notice them. Even now, as 3I Atlas sails into the void, the memory of its pattern endures. In the silence between the stars, it leaves behind a question we are not yet ready to answer, a whisper written in the language of the cosmos, waiting patiently for the day when someone, somewhere, learns how to read it.